Okay? Methodology software. That's technology. Okay? Data gather, you do your analysis. Once your analysis is done, do interpretation. Okay? Once your interpretation is done, then you move on to make your conclusion and recommendations. Okay? But always refer back to the literature review that you develop. That's why this part of literature review is so important. And I want you to really master this literature review so that when you start doing your next 2 semesters, in two semester time, you will start developing your results. So you have time. Is 1 week enough for you to do the 3 based on this? I'll send you tonight.
2 weeks.
Huh? 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks more. 2 weeks
middle
more.
of December we can submit it.
Yes, mid-December. Okay.
Yeah, middle of December.
Yes.
December.
So second week. I'll give you 2 weeks. Okay.
Fine.
For your assignment.
2
Because
weeks
I
or
normally,
more.
as you see
2
last
weeks or
semester,
more.
I normally count your
I think 2 weeks more.
the more you invest your time, your energy, your thought, your thinking on it, the better your paper will be. Okay. Then in the last part we will have an open test, just to test. That's only for yeah. You can think of that. Sa natin ang paper sa Belsay idea pa rin ba rin. So next week we'll be starting discussing about leadership, because all of this, whether you talk about sustainability, you talk about innovation, you talk about change, the things that matter the most is leadership. You as a manager, leadership, how you lead sustainability, how you lead innovation, how you lead change.
Yes.
Yeah, on relating to those papers, in terms of reading, are you advising us to first read one paper, finish it, put it aside, read the second one, or you go by headings or subheadings or topics?
Before you go to headings, subheadings, you need to finish reading
Okay.
one by one. And you write down whatever notes that you, based on this, you write down your whatever notes that you
Okay.
have. Okay? Then you move on to second one, move on to the third one, fourth one, whatever. Because it's always good to have research questions, so that will guide you, will take you through. Otherwise, if you don't have some reference points, you can read it, but then you can absorb the whole information. Whereas when you have specific research questions, you read it, you answer specific questions, or you write down your own notes. You make annotations based on that. That's the better. That's the best way to do it. But other people, that's all depending on how you approach it, and also depending on your own capacity to absorb all the information. There are people that, as they read through, they just write down 1 or 2 points separately, and then they can come back and they can rule it. But I myself, my own experience is that as I read through, I write down based on whatever points that I want to specifically look at them, because I don't necessarily have the whole information. All I need to read is, okay, what this guy says about that. What this guy say, I read through, okay, write down, and then I move on to the second one. And then I come back, write down, put in into the grid. But each of us, we have our own style, our own way of doing things.
Different interpretation.
That's right. Different
to
people have different
understanding to the
That's right.
to the point.
Yes.
How to
Yes. Now, okay, listen. Let's say this is question 3, okay? Then you build grid. Once you finish the grid 2, this one, then you start to write down, okay, what this guy say about this, because this one is only subtopic, subheadings. You need to develop them, okay, based on what they say. Put it down there. It's not enough. Lato ulit mo takirit kategorisin lato. Okay, hindi yan sa'yo. Tama sa'yo. Tama rin proceed is involved in my fan ito mo quotation. Ito ba quotation? Base ba quotation? Okay. So what you need a sentence, or you need some what did they say? But here you develop maybe some topics first, and then later on you develop. Okay. For example, you say 1.1. Okay, about sustainability, blah blah. Then okay, 1 point you develop that further. 1.2, 1.3, develop further. Okay. 2.1, 2.3, 2.3. Okay. But don't forget the authors, because the authors are important. So that when you finish, you put in, okay, this is what this guy said. This is what this guy said. And in order for me, once you finish, put them together, and they say, okay, when it comes in terms of sustainable entrepreneurship, this guy and this guy
So we
have the same thing. But this guy has different perspective. That's your interpretation. Okay. So write down. Okay. While paper I and paper C have common characteristics on sustainable entrepreneurship, they say blah blah blah. But this guy also say different things. Then try why. Go read again. Okay. What did they say? Why is that? Why his perspective is different? Maybe there are some explanations here. Okay? Get further information. Describe it. Alright? Okay? Okay.
So we have to write down the old author's idea in that
Yes.
in the paper,
but in
then
some
put
points. In
Summary.
okay? Subtitles or then you describe it. You describe based on what they say. Alright? Then you compare, contrast. The comparison and the contrast that you do, that's your opinion. That's yours. It's not there. Yeah.
So our own opinion we will be put in that sustainable change. Our
No,
own
this,
opinion.
This is what
Our own-
this guy say. This is what say. Your own opinion you have to develop further based on
Okay.
on this the synthesis and the description that you do at the end. Okay.
Maybe from what I'm understanding from what he's saying, under each category, do you have to develop your own idea also? Like let us say A, B, C, D, then D on sustainable entrepreneurship, you put your idea and then you go to innovation.
Yes. You have to build this one first.
Yeah.
Topic per topic. Okay. Otherwise you mix up. In order for you to the flow is that per topic. You finish this topic, you move on to the next topic. Okay. First finish one,
So in
move
every
on to
our
next
own
one,
topic
move on
we
to
have
next
to
one.
doing the same
So
things.
that your paper will be structured. Your thinking also structured.
So we have to do-
Otherwise you jump from one to the other and then come back. That's no good.
So we have to doing the same things for our own opinion.
This is to facilitate your building your opinion. Okay? This only agree. Okay? You can use it or you can just ignore it. But the idea is that you build your own idea based on
Then
opinions from others.
That's
Okay? And then the other opinions you have to put down the names.
okay.
This is the acknowledgement that there are other studies that have done before you. Alright? That's the way academics acknowledge the work that other people have done before you. You can even criticize it. Okay? If you criticize, for example, these two are saying and this one is, and you put your own critics, the critics is yours. Okay, but you have to support the critics with arguments. You might want to find other arguments to support, other theories to support your. That's good. That's very good. Okay, the more you build up based on argumentative critics, that will be even better. Okay, that's what critical thinking is all about.
For example, if let us take 3 of those papers there, and one one is a little bit contrary to the other two papers, and maybe you choose to criticize, would you be supported? Would you use the support of the two authors that make an
Yes,
argument?
you can criticize as long as your critics is based on something, or you can build an argument, strong argument, in order to support your criticism.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're criticizing, make sure that you build your argument, strong argument, maybe based on other theories you can find, not necessarily in these papers. You find other papers, that's okay. Because the more papers that you read, the better. Okay? The idea is not, you are not only sticking on these 3 papers. No, I'm not suggesting you to sticking on these 3 papers. No.
For the start.
Yes, this is a word for start. But when you are criticizing, and if you read in other papers, put it in, because that will make your argument strong.
I think at this stage, let us go first with this
Okay.
one.
But if you have other sources, that can show, that can build a strong argument against or in favor, that's good. That's your opinion, your theory. Alright?
Okay.
Okay?
Let us go first with this step.
I'm happy to, as you write, I'm happy to provide, once I receive, I'll read it and I'll provide feedback.
Feedback.
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Because that's important for all of us. I'm also, while doing this, I'm also, just like that we say, kadi katana. Okay? The more you kadi your katana, the clear. But kon katana la kadi, Helam PhD nito na. Helam PhD nito.
So many names.
Makes sense.
Okay?
And that is
So don't think that the lectures that are coming to you, they're just picking up whatever. No, they are also. You have to, because you are confronted with students that have almost the same level of reading, of experience. All right. So we can read whatever, but as long as we know how to put all this together, building a grid, okay, in order to put together, that's the way you do it when it comes to literature review. Okay. Okay, folks. Tonight I would like to leave you here with this. I would like to give you time to reflect and reading the papers. Those of you who do not or did not have it, please resend your email to the group. Okay, WhatsApp group.
You have already sent. Oh, you sent last week.
I sent to all.
Yes.
I sent it to all.
Yeah, I think you
I
already
have
sent
not
Yes.
read.
2 hours email.
Because
Yeah, I've received.
there are so many documents.
I know, that's why I remind you that, okay, please read it through, because next week I'll give you assignment.
So actually I
From
did.
Dr. Stanislav.
So Prof, if you don't mind, tomorrow I will bring my literature review that I have done before.
Yes, unfortunately I'm on leave, so I will not. I'm on leave, and last week I couldn't come because I was not in town. But tonight, because I'm here, I thought that it's good to come and see you. But when I come back next week, I think we can do. Okay. Unfortunately, I will not be around because I have some. Well, I don't leave, but I have some
Engagement.
stuff.
No, my literature review that I have done
Yes.
before in my bachelor degree.
Depende, depende. Dalam dua dalam dulu. Mas keren, aku dalam dulu tuh oke kita. Depois aku nak karek aku halo ke rumah
I saw it.
Oke, amat ada. Dalam dua. Mas dalam dua.
Yeah,
Lalu
I just
batang.
want public.
Batangnya dari.
Yes.
Kamu dalam rumah. Bukan divisi dia.
Difícil.
Inggris dalam rumah saya kan tahu
That's what I was saying.
Normally dalam dua.
No.
Normalmente hablan un bolígrafo. Pronto, então dia.
Yeah.
Boa noite.
Boa noite, obrigada.
See you next week.